Friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to share with you something that I recently realized, and that is what my minimalist weakness is. I have figured out what my kryptonite is, and yeah, I'm going to share with you. So this all kind of started back when I was filming my things I regret buying video, and I noticed in that video that the things that I regretted buying sort of had a pattern. A lot of the things that I regretted buying I bought when I was traveling somewhere, and I thought, that's interesting, and I kind of kept that in the back of my mind but didn't think too much of it. And then I came here to Italy, and I noticed that I started to buy things, and I wanted to buy more things than I usually would want. And that's when I realized I don't have much self-control when it comes to consumption and minimalism when I'm out and about traveling. So I thought about this for a while. Why is this so? Is there some kind of reason behind this? Is there some type of pattern? All in an effort to understand myself better and understand my impulses better, to be more aware of what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, to better act upon those feelings. So what I noticed is that coming here to Italy specifically, I wasn't thinking about all things minimalism and my minimalism journey as much as I do when I'm back home. And I realized the difference is that back home I'm constantly surrounded by all of my things. I can see all the things in my apartment, in my room, and everything that is in that space belongs to me. I can see everything at a glance, and that, for one, makes me sometimes want to declutter more, sometimes want to organize more, and I just have a better stock of or inventory of what I have and I don't have. But when I'm traveling, I'm living out of a suitcase, and I have a very limited amount of things, and the things that are surrounding me, for example, in this apartment, this does not belong to me. I'm only borrowing this, renting this. And with that, I don't have an overview of my stuff. Instead, it seems like I have very, very little stuff. Because of this, I'm just not thinking about minimalism too much anymore. I don't see my things on a regular basis, at least not all of my things. And my mind is so much more preoccupied with other things. Being in a different country, being in a different culture, and seeing all these things for the first time, my mind is trying to soak up all those things instead. So I'm just in a very different headspace than I would be when I'm at home. And with being in a new country, being in a new culture, I found myself very inspired by the different cultures that I meet every time that I travel. And with this inspiration, I have this feeling of wanting to adopt those amazing things that I'm inspired by into my own life. Here in Italy, in Florence, I'm super inspired by all the art that is surrounding me, but also the culture of such warmness and openness, and I want to incorporate those things into my life. But then again, some things are more material. For example, I definitely feel like the Italians are so much more fashionable, so I found myself wanting to adopt those things as well, since these are also things that I like and that I would like to incorporate into my life. And I think there's also the aspect of just human nature wanting to fit in. So I am a foreigner here in Italy, and I do not necessarily fit in as much as Italians do, and I want to fit in. I want to be like the Italians, to speak like them, to walk like them, to look like them in a sense, to have more of the sense of community. And I think all this is happening on a very subconscious level. I found myself wanting to adopt their style as well. For example, I have realized that here, at least for this season in Italy, knee-high boots are a very big trend, and with that, beautiful skirts or dresses with tights. Now, I love the look. It looks absolutely fabulous and beautiful, and I have thought about knee-high boots before, and coming here, I felt like this is even more of a sign, and I have even more of reasons to also get those boots. And I felt like since I'm in a city of fashion, I could get the best boots in a sense here, and I just had a lot of reasons as to why it was a good decision to get boots here. Now luckily I implied my rule of waiting as long as possible before I act on my desire, and I am happy to say I have not gotten boots yet, and I don't think I will, but I was very close to it. Through coming to Italy, I in a sense kind of stepped out of my comfort zone, stepped out of my box, did something that I haven't done before, and that felt really good, and I felt like I wanted to keep that going, and it flowed over to consumption things. Like I wanted to own things I've never owned before to fit in with the culture here. And since my head is not so much preoccupied with minimalism, all the walls that I usually set up for myself, or the hurdles I set up for myself that I don't impulse buy, they have kind of all started to crumble down, and it was easier and easier for me to buy things. I had more and more reasons. It was easier to convince myself in a sense. And one argument I felt like that I constantly brought up in my head when I really wanted to convince myself to buy something when on holiday or on travels is the concept of exclusivity or limited time. So I'm only here now, and this item that is presented to me is only going to be here now. In a week I'm flying back home, so this thing will only be here now. Now this is the same psychological concept with sales. The sale is only now, so you have to buy this now, otherwise this great opportunity will go away. Now I found the same mental pattern with me when I go on travel. Maybe it's beautiful Italian paper. Now you can only get this here probably, and I want to be reminded of the trip here, and I feel like if I don't grasp the opportunity now, it will be gone forever. Funnily enough, the concept of exclusivity and limited time does not work on me that well when it comes to the fact that there is a sale going on, but when it comes to traveling, I fall for this hard. I think I'm someone that really loves traveling and romanticizes traveling, and if I buy something at this place, then the memory of the place will be forever attached to this item, and that's just something that's very beautiful and romantic to me. So with all the things listed above, as to my mind being a very different space, wanting to immerse into the country and the culture, wanting to fit in with the culture, and wanting to try new things, and the things that I see only being limited to here and now, I have a lot of reasons that I can convince myself with to buy things when traveling. I believe in awareness being the first step to bettering yourself, or to do something about it. Now that I'm aware of how my mind works, why I think this way, and how I convince myself to do certain things, I can better work against it and be aware of what's happening. Do I really want this, or am I just trying to convince myself and I just have all my walls down? So in a way, I'm very happy that I have discovered what my minimalist weakness is. And I wanted to encourage you with this video to also think about what your biggest weakness is when it comes to minimalism and consumption. I think we all have a weakness. Even Superman has his kryptonite. So it is best to know what your weakness is to better combat and catch ourselves in the moment when we're starting to have those thought patterns. So let me know in the comments down below what your minimalist weakness is. That'd be super interesting to know. I think it will be very different and unique to every single person. So I'm really excited to read your comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!